Right. So let me check my stuff really quick. Oh fuck. Give me 1 second. My other computer is not charged at all. Let me switch this out. Sorry, we're starting out a little bit slow today, but we will be. I'll just get us into the match already. Let me. There we go. Right. And I think we are good. There we go. Come on. Give me 1 second. Alright. Okay, well, our missions that we have to do today are experimental needs, allegiance, purity. Let me double check these to see what we have to do for them, but it should be fine. I don't think any of them have bonus missions, but I'm gonna double check just in case. So, experimental needs. Let's find out. It does not have a bonus mission. Next is allegiance. And it, let's see, does not have a bonus mission. Finally is purity. And it, I assume, does also not have a bonus mission. It does not. Okay. So we're gonna go about finding where these are right off here, rather than doing the next set of stuff. Even though we probably could. Let's see. Lord Aberon.
So, yet another acolyte stands in the shadow of our academy. You must consider yourself privileged. Tell me, you who would be Sith, have you seen much of our civilization so far? Have you been awed by this world's power and glory?
Excuse me 1 minute here while I check something. Okay.
I'm only a student here. It's not my place to judge.
No, it is mine. Koraban was wrought by the true-blooded Sith millennia ago. Our ancestors, a crimson race of conquerors, raised the statues around us. Over the eons, however, our people mingled with slaves. Now the red markings of true Sith are rare, and the purity of this planet is in question.
You're mingling with a former slave right now.
Is that so? This is a sad day, but you may yet be useful. True purity and strength are carried in the blood. I worry that our blood is being diluted over generations. In the Emperor's name, I have come to learn whether the Academy's overseers are Sith or not. You will be my instrument.
Who are you to judge whether Sith are pure or inferior?
As an agent of the Emperor and the Dark Council, I will report to them, and if necessary, seek ways to restore hereditary supremacy. I possess an ancient device, a holocron, that can read and record bloodlines. It will pulse with life near the overseers. Allow the holocron to fulfill its purpose. Stand near the overseers as it attunes to their blood purity. Then return here, and I will learn the truth.
Alright. So that's purity. Let's see what this other mission is, because I'm sure that this one is...
I have need of you, young
the
one.
jailbreak one.
Whatever errand your master sent you on can wait until we are through.
So let me see about this one. Give me 1 second here while I check something. Blood Legacy. Okay. Oh, I know where that one is now that I think about it. Rogues, which I assume is... oh, it's its own thing. Alright. Give me 1 second while I write something down really quick. Legacy and rogues. Make an example and then jailbreak, which is this one. Let me check what its bonuses, if it has one. But I don't think it does. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, no bonus mission for this one. Or, like, never mind. Sure.
As you say.
I am Inquisitor Urinth, and I represent the intelligence operations of the Sith. We are currently holding an important Jedi prisoner, a spy who attempted to reach this academy. We have plans for him. Upon capture, we found the Jedi's mind simple to manipulate. We fed him false memories through a combination of drugs and sorcery. Soon he will return to his Jedi commanders and report the lies we fed him. He will know nothing of what we've done. All that remains is to stage his escape.
How do you propose to do that?
You are young enough, new enough, to be a plausible traitor. You will go to the Jedi, talk to him, do as he asks, earn his trust. When that is done, set him free. Do whatever is necessary to get him out of prison. We will ensure that he reaches his ship and returns safely to his Jedi friends.
How do I know you won't accuse me of treason?
Prove your strength. Prove that you are truly Sith, and all the accusations in the world will mean nothing. You will find the Jedi Quarian Dorgis in the jail cells. He is still confused, and should not be overly difficult to convince.
Alright. So, I'm just gonna go about trying to find the rest of these missions that I need. So, let's go, because I'm pretty sure that, well, we need experimental needs, allegiance, and purity. Those are all at their same... Give me 1 second to check something. Purity is... okay, never mind. Yeah, no, that checks out. So yeah, experimental needs and allegiance. I think one of them is out back that way, but I think the other one here. Yeah. Alright, let's begin this.
Stand and account for yourself, Acolyte. Let's see what you're made of. I look at you, and I wonder, are you among the truly loyal, or do you hide treason in your heart?
Let me check this guy's conversation options. It appears as though they don't matter. At least not any, like, stats.
Do you always make a habit of accusing strangers of treachery and sedition?
You are no stranger to me. I know everyone in this academy, even its former slaves. Intelligence reports indicate this valley shelters traitors. Acolytes who seek to destroy our Emperor's carefully built order and replace it with their own weak-minded heresies.
They hide among the faithful and obedient. But make no mistake, they will destroy us all, given the chance.
We've watched as the traitors scuttle about this valley and plot against us. We know their faces and their names. It is the Emperor's will that the sands of Koraban be slaked with the blood of these traitors. Prove your allegiance by executing them.
It will be a great honor to serve you, my lord.
And in serving me, you serve the Emperor. Remember that, as you exterminate those vermin in the valley.
I'll give you the means to identify the traitors. Eliminate enough of them to prove your loyalty. Then return to Inquisitor Arzanan.
I'll be watching your progress with great interest. Go now. See that the Emperor's will be done.
Sounds like certain other Sith. I'll be watching your career with great interest. Anyway. So that's allegiance, and then experimental needs, which I think... Oh. That, that sound was like on one of my ears, so I completely thought it was something like actually right to the right of me, but it was not. I think, yeah, okay. I think I know where experimental needs is, and it's out of the way, but we'll get over there and do that. I'm glad I know where it is, but yeah. So let's do that really quick.
Travel route is confirmed.
There's lost supplies I've already done. Alright. So yeah, it should be like kind of up this way. Oh wait, no. Where is it? Oh, right, I know where it is. Okay. I can get it really quick. Yeah, it's not here, it's over here.
Travel route is confirmed.
Yeah. Well, that's a bit embarrassing that I forgot where it is. Right, I should probably begin talking about stuff today. So, today I'm going to talk about Warhammer fantasy lore, because I was kind of talking about that yesterday, and I thought that went pretty well, so I'm going to do that again. Like, this is more for the VOD because I don't think anyone is actually watching it right now, except for myself, which is the one, like, view that it says I have right now.
If you're headed out by the Toccata, Lord Varison is paying actual credits for bone marrow samples. Varison's doing some sort of experiment for Lord Renning. The less details we know, the better, I'm sure.
So yeah, gotta get that stuff. Oh, that reminds me of one thing. Just have to check that, okay, alignment gain is still on. Okay, so, what was I saying? Oh, right. So, this is more for, like, anyone who watches the VOD, but I encourage you to go and open up a map of Warhammer Fantasy, like, search up a map of this world, because, that's kind of, like, where I'm going to start with here. Because I'm going to start by explaining how the world of Warhammer Fantasy looks, and go about that a little bit. So, once you get a map of it up, just like open it in another tab if you can. And what you'll notice is that there's, to the left side, at least if it's most of the maps, it'll be on the left side. You should see. I'm getting the right stuff, right? Sorry. You'll notice there's two continents, one of which, well, there's north and a south one. The north one is called Nagarond. Nagarond is the home of the Dark Elves in Warhammer Fantasy. They are slavers, and, well, are just generally not great people, considering the whole Dark Elf thing. They are led by a guy by the name of Malakath, who believes himself to be the rightful heir of the High Elves, who live on another continent called Ulthuan, which I'll talk about after. Anyway, he and his people, who are the Dark Elves, live on Nagarond, and Nagarond is a tundra kind of continent. There's not a lot of fertile soil there, there's not a lot of stuff that you can eat. It's very barren, it's a very bad place to live. And that's why they are a kind of a slave people. They're also like, they like to rule over other people. In addition to them, to the south is the land of Lustria. Lustria is Warhammer World's version of South America, obviously. It looks very much like it. In Austria, well, I guess the people who live at Lestria are the Lizardmen. The Lizardmen are... Wait, where am I supposed to be going? Well, fuck it, I'll just travel down there after. But yeah, are Lizardmen, and they are kind of like almost Native Americans if they were lizards. Well, more like the Aztecs specifically. They have a society in which they worship the actual creators of the world, which are their gods, called the Old Ones, and they have like these massive amounts of prophecies that will come true, and like they get spawned from pools that, whenever they're needed. It's like all planned out and everything. And they're supposed to fight against the forces of chaos who come from the gates at the north and south of the Warhammer world, which are these gates that like where the Old Ones used to teleport to other places and other worlds. And basically, give me a second, I just realized that I don't have my Mark of Power. But basically, those gates collapsed and the gods of chaos are now there. So the Lizardmen, they want to fight chaos because their gods, the Old Ones who created them and everything else in the world except like dragons and I believe Shoggoths, or not Shoggoths, dragon ogres. Like there's a couple really old races that were here that were there before the Old Ones, but not many. But yeah, they created the Lizardmen, the humans, the Elves, all of those races, and planted them on the world. Then
more bone marrow samples. Lord Renning will
just
be
wait.
pleased. You may go.
Then over time, their influence waned, and eventually, the portals that they had created in order to, well, I guess take them to this world that they had built, or had put these people on, eventually those portals break, and they're no longer able to, no longer able to go there, and instead the taint of the 4 Chaos Gods, Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh, and Khorne, starts to infect the polar caps of the Warhammer world, which
route is confirmed.
what was I saying? Alright, which like starts to taint the people there. So the Lizardmen are one of the factions that are supposed to fight them off. And like they are specifically created to fight off chaos. There's a couple other people who live down in Lustria. There's like a couple settlements out there, one of which by the Empire of Man, which is a very Germanic kind of empire almost. We also have the couple of Skaven clans. Skaven are these rat men that live throughout the entire world. And they have a couple, like one of their major clans, the clan Pestilence specifically, lives there. Let me scan this guy for the Purity quest. Right, like I was saying, there's a bunch of Skaven clan, or like clan Pestilence that lives down there. But there's also like an entire group of vampires that live down there, who are called, well, they're part of this thing called the Vampire Coast. Those guys, I keep hiccuping. Those guys are, well, some of them are insane vampires, but like most of, oh, what the fuck? Okay, that's not here. Like most of the vampires, though, it's not just, like the Vampire Coast isn't just made up of vampires, it's made up of mostly undead that are risen by the vampires and made to serve them. But like one of their leaders, Luther Harkon, is actually insane because of a Lizardman artifact that he tried to steal, and it like drove him mad. But yeah, so they're just pirate vampires, which is kind of funny. Their faction actually in the Total War Warhammer game has gotten, well, expanded upon, which isn't in the base game. Which is the cool thing about that game. It expands upon stuff that's in the lore but not really talked about, which I think is cool. What else? Give me a second. So I guess other than that, there's Ulthuan, which is this continent in between Nagaron and Lustria, and well, it's east of it, but before you get to the place that looks like Europe, Eurasia, and Africa. So Ulthuan, it looks kind of like a giant donut, is what a lot of people say, or, well, kind of, or a giant wheel, and it's supposed to be, like, if you look at Atlantis, like Atlantean mythology of what it was kind of supposed to look like, that's basically what Ulthuan is. Ulthuan is, well, a lot of the factions in Warhammer are allegories for real-world civilizations. Nagaron is, like, the very slave states of America. We get Lustria, and that's, like, the Aztecs and Incan peoples. Ulthuan is the British Empire back in the day, like with with a hint of old, Atlantean lore in it.
I watched you deal with those
Atlantean
traitors.
myths in it.
Well done. That was an impressive display of loyalty. Take this reward as a token of the Emperor's favor, and wear this badge. It marks you as a defender of our empire.
Stay vigilant. Our enemies lurk where you least expect them.
Let me drink some water really quick. Including me, because I am one of their enemies, kind of, because I'm light side. Oh, fuck. I don't know which were the boots that I just got. Oh, wait. Wait. What the hell? What about that quest? I should be able to accept it still. What the fuck? Oh, here. There we go. That's wrong. There. Put on better boots, and I should probably sell my stuff because I did not notice I had that much. Alright, so, then there's Ulthuan, like, yeah, it's an allegory for the old British Empire. It's where the High Elves live. Have you heard of the High Elves? Anyway, they're a bunch of just arrogant assholes in the Warhammer world. Let me just check this really quick. And they live on Ulthuan. I'll talk about them in more detail later, but just like Ulthuan is that kind of circle, like wheel kind of thing there. In the middle of it is what's called the Vortex, which is one of the things that keeps the Warhammer world stable and keeps the influence of chaos from being overpowering, which it would otherwise be. Personally is the reason why I think that is the reason why the chaos powers aren't as strong in Warhammer Fantasy as they are in 40k. I think it's because of the Vortex, because a thing like that doesn't exist in 40k. But I'm not going to get into that right now. It's its own thing. I have a feeling that this is for purity, but the mission itself is its own thing. I'll start it, but I'm not going to do it yet.
Child. Do you intend to explore the Academy? To know the world that gave birth to the Sith? You should linger here a while. I am Overseer Ragate, a keeper of the old ways. I sense you have potential, and I can help you if you like.
Give me 1 second while I check the what's it called? The dialogue options for this. It's called the Blood Legacy. Alright, let's see. Being a little bit more chill than I have been in the last couple streams. Just like I can't just constantly stream if I'm talking and just trying to be overexcited, so I'm just mellowing out here. Not gonna go too quickly over everything. Just talk at an even pace. Just do that. Feels like it would just do better for my streams. At least like it'll do better for myself, and I don't care if it won't get me as popular as other things would be. It's just this feels better. This feels more me, so I'm gonna do it this way. Anyway, yeah.
Everyone in the Academy seems to sense my potential.
But you have not yet come into your own. You have power and strength in the Force, but you must be tested beyond the trials your masters have set for you. I administer the rite of blood and bone, a ritual performed beyond this doorway. It is a rite acolytes have participated in for 10,000 years.
You have my complete, undivided attention.
In the chambers, past the gateway, there is a colony of Shyraks, my leather-winged, razor-taloned children and their brood. They guard a mountain of skulls, an altar to the Academy's failures. You must reach the bones before proceeding.
Blood for the blood, God skulls for the skull throne. I'll get into that later, but it's just kind of funny that that was a thing there. Anyway.
You promised a rite of blood and bone. Where's the blood?
Clever, cruel child. I have your answer. You must claim a skull from the mountain and return to the antechamber. Soak the skull in the blood pool and come to me. Once bone has turned red, I will look and see your nature written in crimson stains. And possibly a glimpse of your future.
I'll admit that does sound intriguing.
To complete the rite is to accept one's death, to steal one's own mortality and drown it in the fluid of life. That is the symbolic purpose. But it is also a trial
Symbolism.
of power, as are all Sith trials, a trial to test strength and to grant it. I will await you here. If you die, I will forget you.
Of course. Anyway, other than that, what else was there? Right. So, I was talking about Warhammer lore. So, to the east of Ulthuan, I should explain the Vortex. It just takes all the magic and keeps it from staying in the world. It'll just, like, gather it all up and then make it dissipate. Other than that, there is also... what other stuff was there? I'm trying to remember, sorry. Yes, then there's the Old World proper. The Old World is east of Ulthuan, and it is home to many more races than like Lustria, Ulthuan, and Agrondar, because they're very their own thing. The Old World is a bit interesting in that it east of it, though it looks like the same continent, much like how Europe and Asia are kind of divided, you have the Eastern lands, which are a different continent. And then south of them, the Warhammer World's version of Africa is the Southern lands. So the Old World is interesting in that it has a good number of nations in it. There is the nation of Britonia, which is, I went the wrong way. It's a nation of knights and, well, it's like if you took the French and gave them Arthurian legend and, like, had them big on the chivalric codes of old, and like made them like just this big chivalry. They worship the Lady of the Lake, that kind of stuff, and that's Britonia. In addition to them, you also have to the east the Empire of Man, which is different from the Imperium of Man of Warhammer 40k fame. The Empire of Man is a Germanic kind of like they're basically in the Renaissance era, though they do have some steampunk stuff since they have steam tanks. But I just realized that there's a holocron here somewhere. Let me try and find out where that is. I might have already gotten it, but I'm not sure. Yes, there it is. Let me get that really quick. Then I'll get back into this. Oh, no, it's interesting. It's just a lore object. Okay. Made the same sound as a holocron normally does. Oh well. So what was I saying? Alright, so then there's the Empire of Man. Yeah, they're like, pretty much you took the Holy Roman Empire back during the Renaissance. You gave them like 8 steam tanks, because that's as much as they got. An entire college about magic, and a god that's a warrior god. That's pretty much what they're like. Wait, what? But these are, oh, that quest, never mind. That's not the quest I want to do right now. Where's Purity? Oh, I have to go out here. Right. So I'll do that other stuff after I finish up Purity, just because that other stuff is kind of supposed to be done that way. The secret to that cord. So, what was I saying? Alright, so the Empire of Man. It's like I said, Holy Roman Empire, give them kind of that early Renaissance stuff. Yeah, that's their thing. To the north of them is a place called Kislev, which is this old unholy union of the alright, I guess I have to go to that guy. It's an unholy... I'm joking when I say unholy union of Poland and Russia. And both their kind of culture and military stuff. Because they have, like, the winged hussars, but they also have, like, bear cavalry and shit. And, like, ice magic. I don't know too much about them, since I'm not, like, big on their lore. I don't really, like, know almost anything about them. They're very cool. They have, like, these steppe people as well. So they're kind of a little bit Mongolian, a little bit, but yeah, they're pretty interesting. And then there's mountainous regions in the area are the home of the Dwarven kingdoms, the Karaz-Angkor, it's called. Wow, that revealed the entire map. What the fuck? Where's this guy that I'm supposed to talk to? Oh, Lord Salt's here. Me. This guy. So, the Karaz-Angkor, which are the dwarves, they're a pretty fallen empire at this point. They used to have this grand legacy and have kind of gone to shit since then. One of the funny things about them is that they have this entire book of grudges, which is like every wrong ever committed against their race. And like even individuals have their own personal book of grudges, which are every wrong committed against them. And they always have to correct every slight, no matter how small, which is funny, but also probably the reason that they have such a shitty empire at this point. Though there is some, like, kind of background thing where it's very much possible that these books actually are the reason that these grudges that they have against all these other races are the actual reason why their empire is so shitty right now. It's because their people haven't been fulfilling these grudges as much as they should. I feel like one of these letters is more than normal. Ah, yes. We actually get some lore stuff from these letters. I thought I was a dead man after I testified against Elsor Kilren. Not many acolytes can rat out a dark council member's apprentice. And give me a second. Sorry about that. Where was I? I'll just read it all over. I thought I was a dead man after testifying against Ezor fuck, you know, that name. Not many acolytes can rat out a dark council member's apprentice and live to tell about it. But I'm still breathing. I figure I have you to thank for that. I don't know what you said to Inquisitor Zen, but it worked. He helped me lie low in the academy until he could ship me off to Droman Kaz. Now I'm apprenticing to some crotchety old Darth. Sorry, no names. She's a tyrant, but at least she's not trying to kill me yet. Anyway, I owe you one. So yeah, that's for our earlier work in helping out that guy. And we also get one from that apprentice that we helped out. So, what you did for me, moving against Lord Renning, was risky and took vision. The overseers are beginning to talk. Soon the Dark Council will see... Oh, I just got a lot of boosts. Soon the Dark Council will see my master for the lunatic he is. Now I hear you're close to completing your trials. I've sent a small gift, a sign of respect and thanks. Never let it be said I was slow to see the next Sith Lord in the making. Be well, Sith, and remember me later. Melora. And we do actually see her later in Onslaught, if I remember correctly, which is nice. So yeah, it's not just, I don't know if you see her if you choose the light side option, though. I do know you can if you choose the dark side option, but not the light side. I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, let's finish up Purity here, and then go on to do Jailbreak, I think. Because that one will give us some light side points. So where was I? Alright, the Karazhan Corps, the Dwarven Empire. Let's actually turn in the quest and then talk about it.
Step forward. I assume you've completed my task. I will take the holocron now. It is time we judge the purity of your overseer's blood. Time we know how much of the ancients survive in their veins.
What does it matter? The ancient Sith are dead.
It matters because the ancient Sith are the source of our power. They are everything we are. The holocron, it glows white. So little Sith blood in all of the Academy. And only one of the overseers wears the red marks. This is shameful. I will bring this to the attention of the Dark Council. Measures must be taken if the true Sith are to survive.
What's your plan?
I'll advise purges and enslavement of those with the thinnest blood. And uplift the pure. It will be the Dark Council's decision, however. You have served well. It is too late for me to alter your training. But in the future, perhaps acolytes will kneel at the feet of the pure-blooded.
Maybe, but I sure as hell don't care. Anyway. Now it's time for one of my robes. Nice. That's pretty cool. Also, it feels so trolly, at least in Koraban, to like do all of this light side shit. Like, oh, here's all the pure blood stuff. I'm completely light side. This is not the right way. Let's go over and do jailbreak. Let me quickly get the dialogue options for jailbreak up here so that I can choose the highest light side options out there. While I'm doing that, I'll tell a little bit more about the Karazhan Corps. Actually, I think I'll move on because really the only thing, the dwarves just live in the mountainy regions of the old world. That's really all they live like for geographically. There's also one other faction, like one other actually there's a couple now that I think about it, but the one of the other big ones I want to mention is the Wood Elves. There is this forest in kind of in the eastern area of Bretonnia before it gets to the mountains that divide Bretonnia and the Empire. That forest is the forest of Athaloran. And Athaloran is very interesting. I think I've gotten... Shit. Give me 1 second here. Well, I turn those on. Okay, so Athaloran is interesting in that... fuck. Give me a minute. This is a problem. Why is this not telling me? I'll figure it out when I get to it. Right, so Athaloran is a forest that's like this magical forest that's kind of a breaking point between the Warhammer world, and some greater magical realm. And in that forest, there's a bunch of like spirits and like dryads mostly. You'll notice, but there's also like fairies and pixies and stuff. I think I can't remember, but it's like a lot of old like kind of fae myths where they're not like kind of what you see in fairy tales with like they're benevolent, but rather they're like these trickster spirits and stuff. There are some genuinely benevolent ones actually. If anything, they lean more on the side of malevolent than benevolent. But there's also the Wood Elves that live there, and they're like one of the only races that are able to properly manage to live in that area, and even then barely, because a lot of the other races that live there, or not other races, but like some of the tree spirits want to kill off all the Wood Elves.
There's peace. There's no ignorance.
Because they see them as intruders.
The Jedi Code will guide me.
I take it you're the Jedi who was captured.
I'm Corian Dorgus. I'm a Jedi. Even here. Even on Koraban. Why do you care? Why are you here?
Shit. Give me 1 second. Fuck. Collapse all Vandal. It's really annoying. Just trying to navigate this thing here. Right. Ocean, there's peace. Are you hurt? I want to make a deal. Why is it? Why is this the options that I'm given? Oh, well. Here, I want to make a deal.
Get you home, if you play your cards right.
And I'm to trust you, the word of a Sith. I don't understand. You're here to help me. Why am I talking in circles? What's wrong with me?
So, let's see. Because I know there's a way to do a light... Ah, it's later, it's later. Let's see if there's any other light side options that I get for this. No, okay, it's later that we do them, so I'll just choose whatever is here. Let's see. The Sith
The Inquisitors are messing with your mind. They pumped you full of drugs.
I suspected as much. It's so hard to think straight. There's no passion. There's serenity. There's no chaos. There's harmony. The Jedi Code will guide me. I can focus. If you want to help me escape, I'll need my belongings, my lightsaber, my comlink. Before I was captured, the Sith chased me into the tomb of Tulak Horde. I hid my belongings inside an urn to lighten my load. That is where you'll need to go.
Cool. So yeah, that's all we gotta do for this. At least right now. I kind of remember that mission, like, just being us talking to them and then doing that, but nope. Alright. So yeah. That's Athelloran. It's kind of its own thing. The forest, yeah, it's just a magical forest that's kind of evil. The only other, like, big, like, notable thing... Actually, you know what? No, there is some other stuff. There's, some smaller kingdoms called Tilia, Estalia, which are, like, Italy and, oh, fuck, what's the other one? Spain. I believe Estalia, Spain, and, Tilia is Italy. I could be wrong on that, though. I don't remember. It's been a while. This is an entire... Wow, I kind of forgot that this got its own thing. Wait, did Jailbreak have its have a bonus mission? Let's me check this real quick. I don't think it does. It doesn't. Okay. Oh, and while I'm at it, I should probably check to see if there's a bonus mission to the main quest. Let me check. Secret of Tulak Horde. Appear not. Well, maybe. Actually. Maybe I should just wait for it to load before I say anything. Yeah, no, it doesn't have any. Okay. So, what was I... Oh, yeah. So, there's Tilia and Estalia, which are these minor factions. They use mercenaries as their main armies, which is kind of interesting. Or at least I think it's Tilia that does that most. Other than that, there's also a, an area called, oh, what was it? The Border Princes, which are just these, like, set of, like, very minor kind of petty kingdoms that are just south of the Empire. A lot of them are descendants of Bretonnians who went on crusades in that area and decided to found their kingdoms there. Let me read the bonus thing really quick. Skyrox, fill the ritual chambers for the right of blood and bone in the Sith Academy. Put an end to this infestation. So yeah, the Border Princes are their own thing. They're like kind of, I believe the Balkans. I could be wrong with that. They're like kind of Greece, those areas a little bit. They're just their own thing. But yeah, they're like any petty kingdom that you would see in old Europe. That like they're not really that strong, but they at least have unity in that they'll fight with each other against an outside force, but they'll fight with each other a lot as well. Or like they'll fight together against an outside force, but they'll fight amongst each other a lot of the time as well. So, like, while they're not united, they will unite against an external threat. Additionally to that, there is, in the Empire, a small territory called Slovenia. Slovenia is interesting in that it is known as the land of the vampires, because it's where all of the vampire counts live. The vampire counts being, these, how do I describe them? Well, they're basically, if you think of vampires from, well, they're more like Dracula kind of vampires, more than like most of the modern stuff you'll see by them. They're very powerful, they have very little weaknesses, and they summon entire armies of undead, which is very cool. I think we have a boss after I do this. Nope. Okay, yeah. They have like, these armies of undead that they summon to do their bidding. They're pretty cool, and they live in that area called Sylvania. And Sylvania is interesting in that the rest of the Empire doesn't know quite what to do about them, because at this point, like originally they were their own like territory, like this own major elector territory that existed in the Empire, but now not so much, because oh fuck, I think I might be fucked because of my lack of abilities. Shit. I can maybe pull this off. This will be close. Okay. Yeah, they're in this weird state where people aren't sure what to do about them, because they're not really part of the Empire, but they are at the same time. And so they're just kind of like this almost cancer to whatever elector county ends up getting them, because they used to be this great, like, valuable place to be, but not anymore, and it just kind of sucks. So that's their thing.
I heard the screams of the Shirax and the rippling of the blood pool. I heard the sounds of death. I know you brought the red-stained skull, and I must say, I am pleased.
Give me 1 second. Oh, wait, she doesn't know. Okay. Yes.
I completed the rite, then.
As so many Dark Lords have before you. The skull you carry, your rage, your actions drowned it with the dark side. It is part of you. I can read it. I can offer a small gift. But more than that, I can offer a glimpse of your destiny. There's much I can read in the bones.
Tell me what you see. I want to know.
Very well. Listen carefully. When your final trial comes, beware the Shadow Killer. It can be bound, but never controlled.
What's a Shadow Killer?
That is all I see for certain. I can say no more. Prize what you have accomplished here. You are part of a tradition almost as old as Koraban itself, and you have done well. Goodbye now, young Sith. This lesson is complete.
Yes. There we go. Alright, so next on our list of things to do is oh, let me quickly just untrack that, because we'll get that finished when we actually finish up the stuff on Koraban. So next, I believe, is just going over to do the main quest and also getting rogues. Let me check if it has a bonus mission really quick before we actually do rogues. Let's see. I don't think it does. It does not. Let me also just really quickly go through. Oh. Well, the Inquisitor at the end of it. Does he have anything that I can do? Oh, alright. So I won't even worry about that. We'll just start the mission, do it on its own. The other thing is jailbreak, which I already know about. So, secret of Accord. That's all that we need for the conversation options, it would seem. And I think... Oh, we talked to... Alright. What else was I gonna say? Ooh, I think I'm done with the old world, actually. I think that's everything. There's a little bit, like, in kind of the southeastern part, there's an area called the Badlands, which a lot of orcs live there. And I'll talk about the orcish tribes, like, as their own thing. I'm just talking about the geography right now, though. And a little bit in the very south part of the old world, there's a little bit of Tomb King territory. And the Tomb Kings are, like, this ancient race that, well, I should mention, the orc tribes are these nomadic tribes of, well, orcs and goblins, kind of from every other bit of fantasy that like, it's classic fantasy. A lot of people already know what that is, so not really worth explaining, but I'll talk about them, what makes them different later. I'll start that mission another time. I'll start it after, well, fuck it, you know what? Let's do it now.
Come closer, Acolyte. The wind outside has torn my ears to tatters, and my eyes grow strained and bloody in the dark. I've studied this tomb for years, slept on its stones and dreamed of its depths. Now, I need assistance to solve its final mystery.
Give me 1 second. Well, I figure out which mission this is and if there are light side or dark side options for it. Ah, it's called the Hate Machine. Let's see. So, this guy's name is Efren Zell. I can use that. Now, what are his conversation options? Let's see here. It's not looking like any of them are alignment based. It is really annoying because the light side stuff is so difficult to tell because it just blends in with everything else. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't want to open that. Alright, yeah, it looks like there's nothing. Okay. So, let's see.
Who are you? I am Efren Zell. For generations, my family has studied the tombs of Koraban, traveling from one to the next to learn the history of the Sith. This tomb is the final resting place of Tulak Horde. The tomb's maze was built to his precise specifications. But he built his maze to hold more than just his body. He built it to secure his greatest creation, his terrible machine, the Red Engine.
Why are you telling me this?
Because I need you. The machine needs you. The machine was his life's work. A perfect puzzle that hid all his secrets. It was a vault and a library all at once. The scholars in the Academy, they say the Red Engine was never completed. They say it never functioned. But I know how it works, and I know how to fuel it.
Give me 1 second while I check something. Because apparently his conversations are divided into 2 different option things, which I need to check. But it looks like I can just go on. Yes, I can. Alright.
What do you mean, fuel it?
Listen, anyone can activate the Red Engine, but unless it receives its sacrifice, it will only sputter and die. The machine needs blood and hatred to become fully operational. If a Sith could slay the tomb's beasts in its presence, their deaths would be its fuel. Find the machine within the tomb, work its mechanisms. And when at last it reveals Tulak Horde's secrets, I beg of you, bring me its scripture. Bring me the knowledge I have dreamed of.
So yeah, I was on Tomb Kings, right? So, the Tomb Kings are this ancient, like, almost Egyptian, well, they're very much culturally Egyptian, but have some Roman influences mixed in, I noticed, with their stuff. Oh.
Those blasted mining droids were tougher than I thought. I'm not going to make it, but I hope whoever is watching this will honor me. Escaped slaves, stole weapons from the Academy, fled into this tomb. They've reprogrammed the mining droids. Without those droids, the slaves won't survive. Tried to take them down myself. Didn't work out. Destroy enough rogue droids, and the slaves will die. Teach them not to cross the Sith.
Alright. And this one does actually have a bonus quest. Right, I felt it did. That was weird. For some reason I thought it did. Okay, now I need to check jailbreak and stuff, because a big problem with it is that sometimes this will give you a tab that says next quest when it just gives you the exact same quest that it has. And then in that same spot will be bonus quest sometimes, and it's just random whether it's there or not. And I don't know why. It just is a bit annoying to me. Let me check this mission. Alright, we're good. So, as I was saying, alright. So, the Tomb Kings, their land was originally called the Land of Nekhara, which, they were just like, basically Egyptians, ancient Egyptians, but in this world of magic and monsters, which is, it's kind of cool. But they end up like being destroyed due to the betrayal of one of their leaders, a man by the name of Nagash. I'm not gonna get too into that, but eventually, like, he had this whole spell thing that he did, and it caused them to basically, like all the people in that land to die, and then all that was left was, oh, let me kill this thing, and then read out a little bonus quest here, and then I'll talk about it some more. Escaped slaves defile tombs of the tomb of Tulakor. Punish the trespassers. So as I was saying, the actually, I think this is its own thing. Maybe, I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. Oh, okay, cool. What was I saying? Something about, oh yeah. So the Nekaharans, they got betrayed by Nagash. He killed them all, and then he was doing this spell that would raise all of them in the land of Nekahara, and maybe even the world, to life under his will. And he gets murdered before that happens. So that spell still goes off and still resurrects most of the people there. But, did I not get it? Because okay. Sure, it's fine. So they all no longer have a master, though. They're like all these like undeads that were supposed to be like slaves to Nagash, but he dies, so they don't get a master. Instead, they're these kings, basically, of all this land, because, well, it's like Egypt, but if their empire never really fell, and it's just one person building a pyramid to try and like up the last guy, the guy that was before him, and all that stuff. And like every territory in Nekahara has its own dynasties that like always want to one-up each other. So there's like these massive amounts of armies that get buried with the masters to serve him when they all get resurrected, was the whole thing. They thought they'd all get resurrected due to this cult they had. So there's just this massive amount of bodies, and all of them immediately get resurrected at once. Not the way that they thought they would, because they don't get to like experience pleasure or like any sensation actually in this new kind of life, except the will to conquer, like one of the strongest kind of wills, and that's only their leaders. So instead they have to like, basically the only thing that they want to do at this point is kind of like reclaim their last glory, because at the same time a lot of their gold and shit has been stolen, because they've been in decline for so long now that there's like there's no stability anymore. It's interesting. Let me just kill these guys. So they all are just like this faction that kind of exists. They're like the remnants of this great empire that still kind of is there, but just not what it used to be, which is interesting. What else is there? Well, I guess in the Southlands there's also a couple of lizardmen down there. I don't know too much about lizardmen of the Southlands, other than they exist, and they're just there. Yeah, I can't really comment too much on them. There's an entire faction called Arabi, which is like, it's in the area that you could say Morocco is, but in the Warhammer world. And they're like just the Arabian Empire from back in the day, like the Sassanids. Yeah, they exist. I don't know too much about them either, other than they have better medicine than the Empire and actually like do real medical stuff. I'm gonna stop talking for this. If I remember correctly, though, that some of their leaders have been worshippers of chaos, but I think also, I'm not sure if they're all worshippers of chaos, though. I think some of that is true, some of it's not. If I remember correctly, though, they also like take demons and enslave them, which is, I guess that could be chaos, but that also might not be. I don't know. Their lore is very well developed, which is its own thing. But it does make me interested if it ever will get expanded upon, especially since Warhammer Fantasy is kind of coming back recently as well, since Games Workshop, the people who created Warhammer, are planning on bringing back Warhammer Fantasy because it's kind of dead at this point. They destroyed the world and everything. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring back with it, and hopefully we will get stuff like Araby and Kathy, which I mentioned last time, and I'll talk about again this time, just to kind of go over my grand overview I'm doing right now. Let's see. I guess we'll just keep doing this stuff. Let me think. What? Oh, it's Among the Escaped Slaves. I wasn't reading it because I kind of remembered this stuff. I just couldn't. Yeah, it looks like I don't remember it as much as I think I do. Wait. No, we're not doing this now. I've tried this before. I will die. Where's that? Alright, so yeah, the Araby is its own thing. Southland's not too well developed. So then we go into the Easterlands, which is the last part of Warhammer world. How the fuck did I go over this way? There we go. Alright, the Easterlands. So they are... how do I describe them? Well, to start off, we have the Darklands, which are the east area of the mountains... Oh, not Mountains of Moor. What is it? The World's Edge Mountains, which are where the Dwarven Empire's main settlements are. East of that are the Darklands, which are where the Orcs mainly come from. So that's its own thing. There's a lot of meteors that apparently crash down there, which are why an entire Skaven clan, those ratmen I talked about earlier, they covet this stuff warpstone, which is basically the pure stuff of chaos. And so a lot of meteors with it land there. So an entire clan, which I can't remember what it's called, I think Clan Rictus, has basically a monopoly over the area and has made them one of the richest Skaven clans out there, just because they have the monopoly over warpstone, which is basically like gold to them, except it's not. It's also what they use to fuel their machines and shit. It's pretty cool. Rictus are their own thing, whereas the Skaven are their own thing, and I'll talk about them later. But yeah, so they have all those. So there's that area. A lot of orcs live there. There's also an entire kind of contingent of the dwarves called Chaos Dwarves that live there. I talked about this yesterday, but yeah, there's that. There's then Mountains of Morn. So the World's Edge Mountains and Mountains of Morn keep all this warpstone dust that's there from mutating the rest of the races. It's kind of like in the Warhammer world, warpstone will mutate people and like really fuck them up and cause them to worship like the gods of chaos and stuff. But usually the areas that have a lot of warpstone are naturally blocked off by mountains, because there's mountains in the north that stop warpstone for their getting down there, and in the case of the south, though, there's entire oceans that stop it from happening, or from being able to get to the other areas, because, you know, Antarctica in real world doesn't have any direct link to any continents, so it's actually the same there as well. So the Darklands there is split off by the Mountains of Morn to the east of them and the World's Edge Mountains to the west of them. That area has the Chaos Dwarves, and that's about it. That's the only real actual like settled faction down there. Other than that, it's just a bunch of orc tribes that are constantly and almost perpetually fighting each other, which is fine. Let me think, what else is there? Well, yeah, that's it. Then we get to the Mountains of Morn, which have the ogres I talked about yesterday. And then to the east of them is Cathy. There's, I believe, to the south of them, a place called End, which is Warhammer World's India. And Cathy is Warhammer World's China. To the east of them, though, is an island by the name of Nippon, which is the Warhammer World's Japan. Other than that, I think that's the entire Warhammer world, its geography and everything. So it took a while, but we actually got through all that, which I think it's just a start stuff. Like, I'm not probably gonna like talk. well, I'll talk about the lore just because I'd like to, but I do encourage you go and like look at some channels for lore, or actually like read stuff about it if you find interest in it. But I'm gonna keep talking about it and like give basic overviews. Give me a second, I just need to drink some water there. So yeah, that's it. That's its own thing. Like give you some basic overviews about the world and all the stuff about it. It's pretty cool. Stuff I like about it. But yeah, there's like some other stuff that I've realized I've kind of forgotten. In between Bretonia and the Empire, like one of the few areas that you can pass between the isn't blocked off by mountain. There is a small, what used to be part of the Empire. It's called Marienburg, or well, the area is called the Wasteland, but it's got a city called Marienburg there. It's basically the Warhammer World Netherlands. So that's another place, and I remembered it because the Land of Nippon trades with it there, because it's a big trade port and all that stuff. It's a different place than the Empire. Warhammer World is interesting. Let me try that again. The Warhammer World is interesting because of the different gods that it has there. I need to kill people here in order to find that lightsaber and stuff. Right. But yeah, the Warhammer World has a number of gods, and it's got this vast history that I'm probably going to talk about, like, maybe not too much in detail, because I don't know too much about it myself, but it's quite interesting, and it is very well developed and very deep. There's also Warhammer 40k as well, which is its own thing. It's not really related at all. I think there is like some maybe minor I'm not sure if at the moment they've ever fully confirmed whether or not 40k and fantasy are in the same universe or not, or if it's like different universes or what. It's very confusing, especially since like different authors have different interpretations for it. So I don't know about that stuff, but Warhammer 40k is pretty interesting and has a lot of similarities to it as well. So that's like, reading about that is also pretty cool, and I'll probably talk about that as well in due time. But yeah, let me quickly just fast travel here. I think after we turn all these quests, I'm gonna be done for today, which will be a little bit shorter stream than normal. But I think since I'm probably gonna be streaming like at least, if not every weekday, then like every day, if not every weekday. We'll see how I feel this weekend, if I want to keep streaming like every day or not. But yeah, so I might just do hour-long streams, but 5 streams a week, or 5 to 7 streams a week, which could be interesting. We'll see how long this lasts though, because this might not last that long. Depends on how well like I go through and like doing this many streams. Yeah, so that's overview of the world, pretty basic one. I'll probably talk about individual factions next time, or maybe the history of the world a little bit. Like, actually, you know what? I'll go over a brief overview of stuff, kind of go through the histories, and that should be pretty well to develop it. Yeah, let's finish up these quests and end the stream today.
I know you. We talked before. My head's clearer now, Sith. It's all here. Calmly. My lightsaber. Everything I hid. You're going through with it. With all this, once the guard's chain shifts, I think I can slip out of the academy. But what about you? Will you be okay?
Me? I'll be fine. I'm more worried about you.
That's very kind of you, Sith. I still don't understand why you're doing this, but I thank you.
It's a trap. Your memories have been altered. When you report to the Jedi, you'll tell them exactly what the Sith want you to.
What? Then that explains why you would help me out, at least, but not why you would tell me the truth. It isn't important now, but I will speak to my masters of this. For the moment, I should go. I'm sorry the Empire took you in instead of the Jedi. If things had been different, maybe you could have been part of the Order.
Maybe. But like this, I get to tear down the Sith Empire from the inside, which is its own reward, in a sense. Right, so, rogues. Let's see. Let's do that. I'm pretty sure this one doesn't have... Let me double check rogues just so I don't fuck this up. And it has something that I'm supposed to do. Let's see. Rogues. There it is. Alright. Let's see. Turn it into that Inquisitor man. Alright. So just some basic conversation options. Let's go over there, talk to him. I'm a bit disappointed that not too many people came to the stream, but oh well. It's fine. Still, it's been pretty fun talking about it. Oh, I can get some Sith training.
A worthy disciple. Be gone.
And let me what? Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, I haven't committed. No wonder. Okay, let's see. Let's move this one over. Oh, not there. That way. And then combat proficiency. Yes. Hatred is the one I want to go for. Yeah, hatred, because that one is this. It's the same as Serenity, except Sith instead. Because yes, heal 10% back. So yeah, that's basically the balance of the Force ability, but just with the Inquisitor instead. Let's talk to this guy.
I've heard rumors of your exploits in the tombs. You follow in the footsteps of failed apprentices. Ones sent to slay renegades and crack the shells of armored droids. You fared better.
That's it exactly.
The mining droids not only protected the slaves who subverted their program, but threatened to damage the tombs of the ancients.
Give me a second.
That would have been unforgivable. And for succeeding where others died, you will be rewarded.
Alright, that's good. Hey! You get out of here. Sorry, my dog is being a bit annoying. Right. Oh, and immediately.
What dark secret shall I share with you?
Oh no, I can't get anything new. What is... Okay. So yeah, and the next stuff is... Oh. Okay, so jailbreak, we just need to talk to this person. And then we go for the main mission stuff.
So the Jedi is preparing his escape. You did well. Not perfectly, but I have confidence the operation will succeed.
Yes.
Our business is concluded. I will make note of your assistance in my report.
My duty is my life.
As it should be. Take these tokens as...
I'm curious what
so
the second option will do.
What about the Jedi? Will he be safe?
No Jedi is safe. Sooner or later, the Empire will destroy the Order entirely. Take these tokens as payment for your service.
Okay.
And know that no Jedi can threaten Koraban. Now go.
Right. Except, while he may not be exactly a threat, I kind of gone around things. Let me just check. Ah, so it is... Yes, it did look a little bit off, the upper and lower parts here. And that's exactly because they don't fit. Where's... Okay. I'm just not going to pay attention to her right now. So, let's finish up main quests and be done for today. Let me just check my options here. Let's see. This one. Hey, I'll help you out later. Stop that. Hey, stop that. She is being very annoying. Okay, let's see. Here, I'll give you some pets. Just stop. Hey, stop that. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to end it after this. Stop, please. She's being a brat. She's still a puppy, so.
Yes,
Of course.
Yes, remarkable.
Stop that, Luna.
Magnificent. You slave. No, acolyte. You're the one who brought me this magnificent holocron from the tomb of Marka Ragnos, yes?
Yes.
Yes, my lord. I found the holocron.
Unbelievable. 1,000 years buried in that tomb. The Sith Lords passing it by. And then...
Hey, stop that shit.
A unlikely person comes along. Tell me, how did you manage it?
I shot
easy.
lightning at it and it opened.
Such a simple solution. Why did none of us think of that? We must have thought too deeply on it. Believed too strongly that it could not be done. Or perhaps we were simply not meant to open it.
Perhaps.
Your work so far, in bringing back this holocron, and now the text from Tulak Horde's tomb, has me intrigued. I am watching your progress eagerly. I have high hopes for you, Acolyte. Sky high.
Really? Harkon seems to favor Fawn.
Harkon's only purpose is to weed out the weak. Beyond that, his opinion means nothing.
Hey, you stop that.
Good luck, Acolyte. Good luck.
Alright. We talk to Harkon and then we're done. Hey, I'll help you out. Stop.
I was just about to send Fawn off. What delayed you, slave?
Well, First Lord Zash stopped me to tell me how amazing I am. And then we got talking. And I suppose
nice.
I lost track of time.
Just like a slave to make up stories. Lord Zash would crush you like a gizka if you ever crossed her path. You're not worthy of her presence.
Sure.
Now, did you collect the text from Tulak Horde's tomb?
Yes.
Of course, Overseer. It is an honor to serve.
No.
Well, of course.
There.
As always, I'm brilliant.
Give it here.
Alright, sure.
No doubt it's been badly damaged. It's what we get for sending a careless lowlife to do a Sith job. Isn't that right, Fawn?
What are we waiting for, Overseer? Why don't we kill this wretch now?
You have a big mouth, slave, but no combat skills. I don't want to see you again until you've satisfied the Koraban instructors. The training facility is on the second floor of the academy and is usually reserved for the Dark Lords and their apprentices. This is not a promotion, and you are not to speak to anyone except the training master when you are up there, understand? You are not fit for their presence.
Alright.
That's hardly your call.
Do not press your luck, slave. I could just let Fawn tear you to pieces. Now get going to the second floor training grounds. You don't want to keep the instructors waiting.
And we are done with that next set of quests. Let me put on the next robes, and... Alright. We are close to the end of Koraban as well, if I remember correctly. Regardless, we're done for today, because I would like to talk to my friends and stuff, and, I just felt like we're at a good stopping point just from, like, the lore stuff. I kind of almost want to do 2-hour streams, but at the same time, it's just been a bit of awkward situations where I feel like I'm just going to go over by a lot more than I want to, and I'm going to be too tired to, like, keep it up. Part of that is because there's no, like, way to interact with any audience, because I don't really have one at the moment, which I feel like would help me extend the time of these streams. But yeah, just I stream at 9. I should probably say that at the beginning of these streams, but yeah, I stream at 9, so 9 o'clock Monday through Friday, maybe, we'll see, but at least I always stream on Wednesdays at the very least. But yeah, so I just would like to interact with some people from time to time, just to try and, like, make these streams longer, make it so that it's less me trying to fill in space when yeah, that's basically it. Anyway, I'm gonna go to standby and be done for today. Thanks for tuning in, if any one of you did, or I guess thanks for viewing it post-haste.